Welcome everybody to a new episode of Where's the Call. I'm your host Spencer Carter along with my host
Corey motherfucking stay back, baby.
Yes sir. We got about three major things to talk about today. We have the NBA All-Star Game was this weekend and they honored Kobe Bryant. Then we also have...
Do you want me to say it?
You can say it. I don't care.
I didn't know if you were trying to recoup.
We also got a little bit of the XFL to talk about, not much. And then we got Darius Slay. The Detroit Lions are looking into training him, are entertaining the idea, at least.
To the Broncos.
No. Speak to me about the All-Star Game. Give me your whys.
Easily one of the best All-Star games. I think it's the best All-Star game I've ever seen.
Okay.
Like, hands down. Especially the fourth quarter, like, everybody was going at it.
See, I thought the score was going to be a lot wider than it was. It was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
They did a pretty cool setup. Did you see how they did it?
No.
So you could win. So you won by like a quarter. So they won the first quarter. So Team LeBron won the first quarter. Then Team Giannis won the second quarter. The third quarter they tied, and the fourth quarter, so it was a tie game, and they went all out. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool how they did the setup. Somebody was talking about entertaining that idea into the NBA. I don't like that. I thought it was pretty cool for an All-Star game.
Yeah.
But not for like the NBA or any
You'd end
of
up in
that.
so many overtimes, I feel like.
Yeah. It would 100%. And my thing is like, I like that teams have to play 4 quarters.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like the idea that you could literally not play at all for 2 quarters, and then you could win the next 2 quarters. Like, that'd be stupid. And then you would go to OT,
Kawhi got MVP, and they honored the MVP of the All-Star Game is honored actually Kobe. It's the Kobe Bryant Award now, which I thought was a cool idea by Adam Silverman. And Magic gave a huge speech at the All-Star Game honoring Mr. Bryant, good old Kobe. And I thought that was pretty cool. It felt to me like the All-Star Game it came back to just like enjoying basketball and not going for just a pay cut.
That's why I really do think it was like such a great All-Star game, because it was actually a fun game to watch, because people were actually like, especially the fourth quarter, man, really giving it their all. And it was kind of like it was really like Kobe mentality, like you're going to give it 100% on defense and offense, because usually there's no defense played. So I really did like that. It was fun to watch.
Honestly, when I saw the draft and I looked at Team LeBron's roster, I was like, Team LeBron's obviously going to win this thing. Like I just thought it was going to be a much wider gap than it was. So, I mean, Kawhi put up 30 points.
I do think they're not going to change the logo now.
I don't think so either.
Because my thing is, what happened to Kobe? Kobe, very sad, very, tragic. But you can't do too many things after Kobe. And for the reason I say that is because it's very sad. He meant a lot to the game, but you can't have so many things named after him.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that...
Well, and there's a bunch of legal reasons to hop around there. I mean, like, if you're going to use him, you got to pay royalties to his wife and this, that, and the third. And there's a lot of legal recourse because, I mean, the logo now is Jerry West, but the NBA say it's not Jerry West. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Jerry West isn't seeing a dime of it for
Yeah,
money for the logo. No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because it's a silhouette of a standard basketball player. It's not Jerry West, quote unquote.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I see what you're saying. The smartest thing for the NBA to do would just be keep him.
Yeah, keep the logo.
I mean, I think originally they should have, but now since they've done the Kobe Bryant Award, it's kind of like it'd be weird to have to do a whole nother thing. Too.
Yeah, it's kind of peeled back. Like,
and I wish they would I wish they would have done the NBA logo, because that is a lot more meaning in my opinion. Because I don't know how long people will play hard in the All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? Like, this happened this year, a month ago?
Yeah.
If that, so...
Well, I think the reason they didn't do the whole logo is because they wanted things to, like, cool off, I guess, because I feel like if they would have changed the logo like that, it just would have been too quick.
Yeah, I agree. And, like, the thing is, guys, they wouldn't change the logo this year. They wouldn't.
No.
They're going to let it go, and then it'd probably change by, like, 2022 or 2023. But which they still could do it, but it's kind of like, now you just did a whole award after him.
Yeah.
And that's up to them. I mean, he does have I think he's tied for the most All-Stars of all time, All-Star selections. So, that's another neat thing as well, as it being like the Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP award.
Do you get a bonus for being on the All-Star team?
Oh, I would assume so.
Chris Paul played pretty well for himself.
Yeah. It was cool seeing all those guys out there, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing, like I said, about when we're talking about the NFL Pro Bowl, is I don't really like watching the game. Now, this year for the NBA, I did like enjoy it, but it's a lot cooler just seeing like what players are on the same team, and especially in the NBA, because it's not a lot of people. It's just like like all in all, like what, the 30 best players.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. Do I think the 30 best players were on it this year? No.
Who do you think wasn't on? Jimmy Butler, I guess.
No, Jimmy Butler was on it.
Was he?
He wasn't a starter. I don't think. I'm pretty positive.
Who wasn't on the roster that you wanted?
Karl
on?
Anthony Towns. Now he's been hurt a little bit, but a lot of players have. Devin Booker was on it because Damian Lillard got hurt, and that's why Lillard didn't participate in the 3-point contest or that. Or the All-Star game. So Booker should have been selected. Lillard even said, "Give Devin Booker my spot for both." That's literally what he said when he got hurt. He said, "Give it to somebody that should have already been in the All-Star game." And then he literally tweeted Devin Booker.
What do you think about the dunk contest? Do you think Gordon got robbed?
Dude, my thing is, I understand why people are mad, but at the very end of that, he dropped Taco Fall had to bend down like a whole foot at the very end. So I don't think so.
You just kind of, you're not like, he didn't really truly clear Taco Fall.
People don't understand. Aaron Gordon got a 47 score. That's a great score. And I understand that people think that was Aaron Gordon's best dunk, and he already got 50s before. I do think judges give 50s out too easy. And somebody did make the idea that it was just some random person saying that the only person, they should have 5 judges, and it should be 5 people that have participated in the dunk contest before. And that have been like runner-ups or champions.
That's cool.
Because they know how hard that fucking dunk is, I think Derrick Jones Jr., I really do think he had better dunks, but Derrick Jones Jr.'s last dunk, that was a 48, was, in my opinion, one of his worst ones, as well as Aaron Gordon's, because Aaron Gordon really didn't finish through that well. And, Jones got a 48, Gordon got a 47, and Dwayne Wade gave Gordon a 9, Jones a 10. That's what a lot of people were having controversy about, because Dwayne Wade and Derrick Jones were teammates last season. But, I mean, I really don't think Aaron Gordon deserved a 47 for that. I don't think Derrick Jones deserved a 48. I think they both should got lower in their last dunks.
You're a lot tougher on dunks,
yeah,
aren't
man,
you, than most people?
It's got to be a good dunk, man. And some of Derrick Jones dunks, that were only 2 points off because they were a 50 compared to his 48. That was not a 2-point differential. They were 5-point differentials. Dude, Aaron Gordon's dunk last year over the mascot, or not last year, in 2016 over the mascot, and then he went under the legs midair. Boy, he got so high, that's a 50. No one's doing that shit. It has to be dunks like that. When Blake Griffin jumped over the car, by the way, that was not that good. People don't understand. He jumped over the hood. He didn't jump over the whole fucking car.
That's true.
Or last year when the fucking guy from Thunder jumped over Shaq, and he pushed off a little bit on Shaq, but when he fucking did the I forgot what it's called, but it's when you dunk and you put your
arm through.
Yeah, your arm through, and your fucking elbows at the height of the rim.
And
but
you just
that
hang there.
Shit's cool as fuck. Yeah. Aaron Gordon's was cool. Cool idea. It was right on the spot. He didn't know. He just told Taco Fall to come out here. But
you don't think that was scripted?
No, not at all.
That's got to be scary for Taco.
He said he was scared of shit. He said it he was fucking
shaking.
Yeah.
All right. On to the XFL. Your New York Guardians got their ass handed to them by my
DC
DC
baby,
defender.
we on the comeback.
Shit. And they scored the first 3-point conversion this week, which I thought was cool.
Okay. This is my thought. because this whole topic about the XFL is it going to maintain itself. And I think that week 2 of the XFL has already proven that it will probably not maintain itself.
I don't think it will. I don't think enough people. I don't think the games are competitive enough.
And I really do think a lot of people like their rules set and shit. But like he said, you got the, you know, my New York Guardians last week thoroughly won. Every team last week won, right?
Thoroughly won, yeah.
Thoroughly won. And then they face DC and they get their asses kicked. And I really don't know what to say. Like, oh, you got the 2 1-0 teams that both thoroughly won, and then they get fucking destroyed. It's like they need competition. But at the same time, man, it's just hard to do.
I mean, there were some close games, but I don't feel like they're competitive because most NFL games are won within less than a touchdown. Like, it's not easy to win in the NFL.
Yeah.
To me, some of these teams just look like college teams, like where you play a softer school and you just blow them out type deal.
Yeah, so far. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but
it's like when a Clemson plays a Boston College type deal.
Yeah,
like,
it's like when Clemson faces like their schedule until like they beat like the actual good teams. Hey, listen, Clemson does have a bullshit regular schedule, but people have to admit when it comes down to it, Clemson shows up every time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a little.
So far,
it's a little bit of a bullshit schedule, but they're also in the ACC.
It's not their fault. Yeah. Florida State was good, and they decided to fucking.
Jimbo Fisher decided to dip for Texas A&M, which I don't know why he did that, but
in 2 years, so after this year's schedule, if Clemson, I know we're getting off topic of the XFL, but if Clemson does not face a ranked team, that's their fault because they won in 2016. They have no excuse.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've got
because you make your schedule, guys, 5 years ahead of time.
Yeah, they've got Georgia scheduled for 2023 and 2024, so that's
back
good.
To back.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Usually that what happens when
when
an ACC team plays an SEC team, they usually flip flop like we did with Texas A&M last year, and this year we went to Texas A&M the year we won, and then Texas A&M came.
That'll be
to
good
us
with
this
Georgia.
Year. So. I mean, our schedule wasn't that bad early on, like looking at it, because we had some good teams. Like A&M was ranked 11,
and then they all just end up sucking
ass at the
Texas A&M was a huge letdown.
Oh hell yeah!
They're in my opinion like one of the worst
just
letdowns.
Like Texas University.
Yeah,
huge letdown.
The saddest thing about Texas University is they actually had like good games against ranked teams too.
Yeah,
it's like how the fuck you guys end up being this shit?
Who knows? I really thought Sam Ehlinger was going to win the Heisman. Like that was my.
That was your yeah.
But nobody saw Joe Burrow coming out and winning
hell
that.
No.
Hell no.
The only people that had Joe Burrow winning the Heisman were LSU, like people that live in Louisiana.
Yeah, the LSU's going to win every year, and then this is the actual year they do win it all.
So what else you got for the
team? They handed my team an ass whooping. I mean, there's not much to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
what
exactly
I worried
what
about.
I'm saying. Like, there's not
like a top hit article. Like, I mean, yes, there's some cool plays and the 3-point conversion stuff that was cool. The first in XFL history, but for me, I feel like there's nothing keeping me watching. Like, it's gonna be tough for the XFL, especially when March Madness goes on in March.
Yeah,
you're gonna be competing for that.
I didn't agree with that.
The XFL to me is. We're watching it because it's the only thing on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I feel about.
That's why it was a good time to do it, but then I'm getting screwed because March Madness will ruin their early April.
Oh, it's gonna ruin March.
Well, March Madness doesn't start till late March.
Yeah, I mean
late March.
But in general, I mean, I guess I thought it was the 13th.
Oh, I might be wrong. I'm sorry, guys.
But I just worry about like them just getting, people picking the XFL over another sport. It's just not going to go well for them. You're not going to get the ticket sales. You're not going to see kind of the upswing in it. And they do really good marketing. It's the 17th. It starts the 17th.
Okay, yeah, it's mid-March. I don't know why I said late March. I was like, it is called March Madness.
Yeah, why would it be?
Yeah.
Oh, end of March Madness and a
But
little
it is
bit.
going to hurt the XFL because the XFL literally runs through that whole time.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's actually like a really cool and like it's a well thought out idea. I just don't think the
you can't
viewership
compete with that.
the viewership isn't gonna hold up.
No, not at all.
I mean, they've got great networks. They got a good network deal. I mean,
They do have a very good network deal.
well because they did the deal, so they got like WWE rights. That's why it's on
Yeah.
Fox, because Fox got the WWE Raw or SmackDown rights to air it.
Might be
so
the same thing.
yeah, I mean, I
WWE
don't
Raw,
remember. I don't
SmackDown.
keep up with WWE unless if it's John Cena. You can't see me.
Like y'all can't see us.
Or
We
The
ain't got no
Rock.
cam in here.
But I mean, I do keep up. I know a little bit about the WWE because of CM Punk's, but I don't see it. The longevity, I don't see it. I mean, the shorter season, yeah, that's cool, and then you'll have a champion and da 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 da. But
See,
it's
the only thing about the shorter season, man, is like people really do like seeing like after all this time, like someone like the true like champion of the league.
that's true. I just don't see.
People like seeing development in the team. You can't get much development.
I just
in,
don't
like, a month
see
and a half.
like competitiveness truly in the XFL yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, yeah, there's some competitives, but, in the first quarter, you can just rattle off and go early on pretty easily. So, and then speaking about football, I mean, the in the NFL, we have Darius Slay. Apparently, the Lions are listening to trade talks for Darius Slay, who's a Pro Bowl cornerback.
Spencer, who do you think?
Should sign him.
No, who do you think is the Darius Slay would like to go to, and who's the best fit for Darius Slay?
I mean, if it was me, if I was a team, the team I think
because he has to want to win.
which team I think should trade for him. I think Tennessee's a good spot for him.
That's what. Yeah.
Um,
That's exactly what I said earlier. That's exactly what I think. They don't necessarily need him, guys, but
I could see 49ers trading for him. I mean, they have a high pick, and all you got is Richard Sherman out there on the outside, and he's getting older by the season. Darius Slay's still relatively young, probably is either in his prime of his career or just hitting it. So I could see Denver trading for him, but there have been rumors that Denver is going to trade for Stephon Diggs, which I would fucking love. I could see Jacksonville doing it. They need a corner, and if they think they're going to be competitive, why not trade for Darius Slay?
I got Dallas as a huge target for him.
I can see that as well.
I got Jerry Jones as a huge target for that guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
But they got to worry about whatever the fuck they're doing this year with them.
We'll see. They got to figure out the Dak contract first, I think.
That's what I'm saying. They got to figure out that first. Fuck paying anyone else. I don't care. Got to pay my man.
So there's a lot of teams he could go to. And I wonder what his value is. Is he a second-round pick, third-round pick? I don't think he's a first.
I could see someone trading a first for him, but like you said, man, like second, I would trade a second.
I could see like a second and then flipping a fifth and a sixth. There's a lot of possibilities out there. And free agency's about to come up here in a couple weeks, so that'll kind of tell what his market is. I could see Denver trading for him, the Broncos, because Chris Harris is. We really don't know what's going to happen with him. I mean, Chris Harris, I love Chris Harris to death, and, awesome story, but I think it's time to move off for him. You're trying to rejuvenate that roster and get younger, which they've done a good job. They've got some good young pieces, especially on offense. I mean, Cortland Sutton, who is a Pro Bowler. You have Phillip Lindsay. You have that center they drafted this year that turned out pretty well. Drew Lock. I still need another season on Drew Lock to really decide.
Yeah, he probably won't be the guy, though.
You don't think so?
No, you're probably going to get there's Marcus Mariota, there's Cam Newton, there's Jameis Winston. I'm just saying a bunch of people that you can try out. So Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Cam Newton, Tom, just any possibility. Tom Brady.
I don't think Tom Brady would go to Denver because
I
of
don't
Peyton Manning.
either. But Phillip Rivers, Derek Carr. I mean, you got a lot of people that could just end up on your team.
Free agency to me seems really interesting because you remember a couple years ago when free agency was really interesting, especially when Kirk Cousins wasn't going to be re-signed by the Redskins.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to be a lot. I mean, Taysom Hill is a free agent. Teddy Bridgewater is a free agent. Tom Brady is a free agent. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota is a free agent.
See, Taysom Hill to me will
So
just
is
stay
Ryan
with the
Tannehill.
Saints.
I think he is too. Because,
Teddy Bridgewater is gone.
yeah, if I'm Teddy, I would probably I wouldn't go to Tampa. I'm trying to think of where Teddy should go. Maybe Tennessee if they don't decide to re-sign Ryan Tannehill. I could see that. I could see him going to Carolina if they don't re-sign Cam. I don't think he has a good enough arm for Chicago.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he played in cold weather in Minnesota, but they're a dome team, so you don't really have all that much to worry about. So
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to look for the... there's another quarterback that I was thinking of. Might have been like somebody to trade for. I can't figure it out exactly.
I mean,
but,
Stafford.
I mean, that was at least 7 people.
I mean, possibly a Matt Stafford trade, Andy Dalton.
They probably won't get rid of him.
No, they'll probably get
They're too scared.
For some reason, I feel like the Bengals aren't going to draft Joe Burrow. I just had this, like, for some reason,
It's going to
gut
be like
feeling.
draft day.
I think they're going to sign Chase Young. I mean, who knows at this point? And there have been rumors that there are 3 teams asking the Bengals to trade up, and the Broncos are one of them. Trade up to the number 1 spot.
That will not happen.
And the Chargers and Panthers are also included in that.
Panthers, I don't think anyone's got a chance in.
I don't think Bengals
You
are
got
going
to
to
give way too much. And Panthers, you can't give up McCaffrey.
Yeah,
And you won't.
I mean, the Bengals never trade, though. Like, that's their thing. Like, they never fucking trade or sign free agents because their ownership is a bunch of cheap fucks that don't believe in winning championships, just making money on attendance.
Yeah, they're bad. They're really bad.
There's like 10 teams that really, truly want to win a championship. Dallas, New England.
Steelers truly do want to win. Green Bay.
Kind of those
Saints.
old classic teams.
Saints want to win. They just can't get fucking in.
They can't catch a break,
I love Drew Brees, guys. He can't. He's gotten shit done once.
He's been flopping in the playoffs here these last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of it was, not entirely on him. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, you got the
How about when he fumbled in that
Minneapolis.
fourth quarter this year, though?
Yeah, I mean, you got the Minneapolis Miracle. I mean, some
Didn't
people are
fumble
going to
all
say
season,
he
by
got
the way.
fucked by the refs,
Yeah.
which to me, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if you're Drew Brees, you should be farther ahead and not being beat on a 2-minute drill. That's what I think about that.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's my opinion, but
Because you're no, I'm joking.
shit. And then we have a big fight coming up this weekend, big boxing fight, Wilder versus Fury, which we'll give our takes on that on Friday's
It will be
episode.
at my dad's house, which
Yes.
I will not disclose the address. Neither will Spencer.
Not yet.
Not
We'll,
yet.
we'll drop a geotag on the Instagram post, but we'll give our predictions. Talk more about that on Friday. But there have been rumors that is it what? What's
You're talking about Fury earlier.
Yeah, what's Fury's first name? Fuck.
Tyson.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah, not.
Yeah,
We
okay.
said Tyson.
Oh, so I mean, there have been he's talked about possibly going into retirement, which I mean, he's had a big career. I mean, he's had just back-to-back huge fights for him, boxing matches. So I mean, he would end his career on a good note. I think if he beats Wilder, which I'll get into later this week, I think he should retire and go out on top. As being the crown of that fight.
My thing is, he's like 30 years old. I don't think he'll retire, man. Okay, first of all these guys that do say they retire before the age of like 40, every single one of them will end up coming back because they always end up needing money, or not needing, let alone but wanting.
Yeah.
Because like why not take $1 million?
I mean, I'm
fight?
assuming if you're a professional boxer, you've been boxing since you were 10.
Yeah.
Trying to win Golden Gloves, that type deal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he took like a year, 2-year break like McGregor did.
Yeah.
But he will come back.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if he like
McGregor was focusing on his
boxing
whiskey business.
Yeah, he focused on boxing. Then after he left everything, he focused on whiskey. And he's made a lot of money. He doesn't even need a fight.
I think it'll be interesting to see what he does after this fight, because I think a lot of it will depend on the outcome of the fight or how close it is.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if Fury lost.
You really think so?
I think it'd be cool. Yeah, if his first loss, it'd be tough. He's never lost.
He beat Wilder before. I forgot about that.
He's 29-0.
29-0.
I think, or total fights 30, 29 wins, 0 losses. That means one was
A tie.
yeah,
We'll
and
see.
then wins by KO 20 knockouts.
God,
Reminds me of
dang.
myself when I was boxing back in the day, baby.
You were never a boxer,
I
man.
know.
If you were, you'd be a lot.
More in
Lot-
shape.
Yeah. I'd hate to say it.
I would
that
have
way.
arms like Daniel Ferris, baby.
Just swole.
I know. I wish. That'd be
What?
cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a short episode this week, guys. I mean, nothing major's happened.
I think Friday would be pretty good.
Yeah, Friday will be good because we want to hold some stuff off, especially for that fight. But like, this is the downtime in sports. You know, those
It is.
few months where it's just
XFL
kind
ain't
of
doing us
dry.
March
mean-
Madness will. Yeah, guys. You know what? We'll actually come with some basketball or college basketball coming up too.
Of course, I mean it's March
Yeah.
Madness. Of course, we're gonna cover it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we could have probably talked about it a little bit now.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it
I mean,
as much
want-
since, you know.
Yeah, I gotta really look at it this year. Who do you think's gonna win right now?
That I actually really can't tell you. There's a lot there's a lot of teams. I'm trying to think of the exact team. Oh, San Diego State, undefeated. Oh, unless they end up losing. Hold on. Don't quote me. They were like 25-0. There's one time I remember I said that and the team like lost.
Baylor's number 1. San Diego
Yeah.
State is 26-0.
Yeah, 26 and
26-0.
0 at number 2. You know who two of my favorite teams are since 2 years ago? Seton Hall and Creighton. I love them. And actually, it's funny because they actually played on Wednesday, I guess, last week, and Creighton won. But they're both just 2 underdogs, and this year they're actually kind of higher up ranked.
I feel like Gonzaga. I can see Gonzaga winning it all. There's a lot of teams that I could see winning it all. You know who kind of low key pisses me off?
Who?
Tennessee. Like I had really high hopes for Tennessee, the Volunteers. Like I was kind of like, okay, they're rolling.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent, but
They just dropped off here recently. So
North Carolina, man, they're terrible this year. They've
Well,
had so many
Clemson.
injuries.
Clemson first. It was the first time in Clemson basketball history that they had gone into Chapel Hill and won.
Really?
Did the same thing to Duke. We were on a roll. But we'll
North
see.
Carolina is 10 and 15. Wait, they were 10 and 10. I thought, did they lose all those games?
Woo!
Oh Jesus!
But wasn't
They
that-
did. They were 10 and 10. They lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, but we'll definitely talk more when March Madness swings around, and that'll pick up. It's just for me, it's so hard to follow college basketball and NBA just because there's so many fucking games.
Oh yeah,
It's rough.
yeah.
It's a lot.
Is.
It's a lot of screen time.
Amen.
You're gonna have to.
We got to do what we got to do for our viewers.
We do. But that's pretty much it today, guys. We apologize. It's a short one, but it's a quickie. So we want to thank you guys for watching. You can check us out on Instagram at Ksammedia Group. You can check Corey out at Corey_stayback.
Stay back, baby.
You can also check him out on Twitch, and you can also check us out on YouTube now.
You put 'em
Audio
on?
version only.
Guys, we are getting a camera in probably 6 months.
Yeah.
I know I gave you all that
I
build
mean,
up
we're-
thinking it was gonna be soon, but it's not.
No, we're trying to figure out where we want to put up the studio and how we want to do it. So we're in the process of doing that. So, well, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to tell your friends and family.
Tell your families.